Hello, friends, and welcome back to Mrs. Karnes and Me, where we're all about living the good life. Today, we're stepping off the beautiful Azamara Pursuit, docked in the heart of Istanbul, Turkey, at the vibrant Galataport. Our adventure kicks off in Kilic, where cobblestone streets meet centuries of history and, yes, some seriously delicious eats. We're chasing the legendary fish sandwiches near the Galata Bridge, hunting down crispy, savory lahmacun, and of course, making room for Istanbul's most iconic Baclava. But it's not just about the food. We're diving into culture and history too. From the stunning Nusretiye Mosque, where a kind caretaker welcomed us inside, to the breathtaking views along the Bosphorus and the towering presence of the Galata Tower. We're soaking in every moment. And just when you think the day's over, we wrap it up with elegance, flavors, and friendship at the chef's table aboard our ship. Hit that like button, subscribe, and come with us, because today in Istanbul, we're truly living the good life.
Good morning, friends. We are about to step off of the Azamara Pursuit for the first time. We're going to head right over there to the Galata Bridge and sample some of the famous Galata Bridge fish sandwiches that Istanbul is known for. So I haven't eaten any breakfast. I'm a little hungry. Are you hungry, Mrs. Karnes?
Yeah, are you going to have the pickle juice?
I'm going to drink the pickle juice too. We had that on our food tour the other day and I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
So we're going to go step off, walk down here, sample some food, get ourselves some pickle juice, and start our last day off in Istanbul. But we want to thank you for tuning in and tagging along. We are so appreciative of the fact that you open up your homes or your TVs or your tablets to Mrs. Karnes and Me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, let's go see what we get into on our last day in Istanbul.
We stepped off the Azamara Pursuit into the heart of Istanbul, winding our way through a quiet maze of corridors, polished halls, shops just waking up, and a cavernous parking garage echoing with the early morning stillness. And then sunlight. We emerged into Kilic, a vibrant and gritty corner of Istanbul where the old and new meet at every turn. Drawn by something graceful in the distance, we found ourselves walking toward a towering structure of stone and sky, the Nusretiye Mosque. Built in 1823 under the rule of Sultan Muhammad II, the mosque is a masterpiece of Ottoman Baroque architecture. Graceful curves, intricate carvings, and the kind of beauty that doesn't shout, but whispers. We walked the courtyard in quiet admiration, not expecting what would happen next. But from behind the green doors, a man appeared, a caretaker. He saw us standing there, curious, reverent, and with a warm smile, he gently motioned to us. "Remove your shoes, come in." It was an invitation we never expected. No ticket, no guide, no crowd, just us. Inside, the air shifted. It was cool and hushed, the kind of quiet that speaks. The caretaker gave us a simple gesture, an open hand that said, "Have a look around," and then he vanished, leaving us alone in this sacred space. We wandered, not just as visitors, but as welcome guests, wrapped in golden light and surrounded by history, silence, and peace. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Wow. Very cool.
First stop inside of a mosque, so I'm going to talk quietly, but this is very impressive, very beautiful, built in 1826. It's just gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. It's very wonderful that they let you come in. It's very nice. So let's get our shoes back on.
So we've walked around, down around into the big touristy parts of the city and went around multiple mosques. There There's only certain times that you can go in. There's just people everywhere. This is much more enjoyable for me. We walked off the ship. We're about 2 minutes down the street, and there's this beautiful, quiet mosque that's not in the touristy part of town. Slow travel, 2 thumbs up. This is Karnes and Me.
We resume our walk heading toward the Galata Bridge, still chasing the promise of those legendary fish sandwiches. The city hums around us, layers of history, life, and scent in every step. Just ahead, we spot something instantly familiar, the Istanbul Sign, bright, bold, and impossible to miss. It's more than just a photo op. That tilted S in the middle, it's not just design, it's meaning. Turned on its side, it symbolizes Istanbul's unique place straddling 2 continents, Europe and Asia, East and West, together in one city. Of course, we can't resist a quick photo shoot. Back on the path, we round a corner and find ourselves standing before the stunning Kilic Pasa Jama, its domes rising quietly above the neighborhood. Commissioned in the late 1500s by Kilic Pasa, a famed Ottoman admiral and one of the empire's most celebrated naval commanders, this mosque was designed by the legendary architect Mimar Sinan. Built to serve Ottoman sailors, it carries a quiet maritime grace, like a stone ship anchored to the earth. We slip off our shoes and take a peek inside, cool, calm, and still. The kind of stillness that makes your breath a little deeper. And then, back to the streets. This part of Istanbul feels like a bazaar that never ends. We wander through charming alleyways, lined with shops spilling over with color. Spices and golden pyramids, jewel-toned Turkish delight, hand-woven treasures, tea in every blend imaginable, and foods that tempt you from every angle. It's a feast for the senses, and we're just getting started. We got apple tea and a pomegranate tea. They smell wonderful.
Tastes pretty good too.
Does it? The tea here is amazing. Amazing. It reminds me of the Tivana tea.
It does actually.
It really does. I love that. Well, it's fresh. I think it's because it's fresh. It's really cool though. It's a cute little shop. Look at all the different teas they have. And spices and everything. This is cute. A very nice young man waiting on us. We're walking through the winding streets and narrow alleyways of Karaköy, still on a mission to find the Galata Fish Mekan, home to Istanbul's famous fish sandwich. Along the way, we pass dozens of restaurants with real food displayed out front. Not plastic models, actual dishes steaming and fresh. It's such a different experience from what we're used to in the U.S., and I'm honestly surprised. It's both inviting and slightly overwhelming in the best way. As we wander, something else catches my eye, the legendary Turkish breakfast. It's not just a meal, it's an event. Dozens of small plates crowd the table, cheeses, olives, jams, eggs, fresh bread, tomatoes, cucumbers, and more. It looks like it would take all morning just to sample everything. Then, unexpectedly, we spot a sign, warning, tsunami hazard zone. A tsunami sign? In Istanbul? Definitely not something we would see back home. Just one more reminder that we're far from familiar ground. Eventually, we find the Galata Fish Mekan. It's tucked away, but busy with locals. We get to watch as our sandwich is prepared fresh in front of us. Grilled fish, toasted bread, and a colorful lineup of toppings that look as good as they taste. Simple, satisfying, worth the search. We have one bread and we have the one wrap.
So our tour guide on our tour that we took the other day said, don't go to buy the fish sandwiches under the bread because they're all tourists.
Yeah.
So we looked up the highest rated fish sandwich near Port, and this is what came up, the Galata Fish Market, I think.
Yeah, Mekan.
We have a wrap and we have a sandwich. We're going to dig into those and see. So this is
Fresh made.
This is our guys who filmed making earlier.
Very fresh, yeah. This is the ones they were making.
It's very good. plus of seasoning the herbs on it, like fresh.
Yeah.
So a little mint and a little arugula. And there's like bitter and minty at the same time. In fact, this one is just the highest rated fish market around. It's good. It's very good.
Bellies full, we make the steep climb up to the Galata Tower. Built in 1348 by Genoese, it's once stood as the tallest structure in the city. From the top, you can see how the Golden Horn cuts through Istanbul, dividing old from new. It's beautiful and totally worth the walk. Back at the waterfront, the city slows down a bit. We stroll along the edge of the Golden Horn, where parks, cafes, and shops create a laid-back rhythm. One thing we can't stop noticing, though, are the cats. They're everywhere. They slip in and out of stores through automatic doors like they own the place, and maybe they do. We're told that Istanbul's love for cats goes back to the Ottoman Empire. The city's cats are fed, cared for, and even medically treated by the government and the people around. You'll see food and water bowls outside many shops, and no one seems to mind when a furry visitor drops by. There's something really special about this city. The way the ancient history and everyday life are constantly overlapping. And in the quiet moments between the landmarks and the sightseeing, it's these small, unexpected details that make Istanbul unforgettable. As we begin to make our way back to the ship, the rhythm of Istanbul slows just a little, and we find ourselves drawn into the Karakoy Galugalo, the legendary home of Baclava. Here in this unassuming shop steeped in history, Nadir Galu, the fifth-generation custodian of the Galu family legacy, crafts the same golden pastries his ancestors once made for the Ottoman palace. The scent alone is intoxicating. Rich clarified butter, toasted Antep pistachios, and phyllo so delicate it seems to dissolve at a glance. Layer after layer, 40 layers to be exact, come together in perfect harmony. We take our first bite, and it's everything we imagined and more. Crispy, buttery, sweet, but never too sweet. A cup of Turkish tea warms our hands, and for a moment, everything else falls away. It's not just dessert, it's tradition, heritage, and a taste of something timeless. All that's left on our must-try list is the last delicious mystery, Camii Casali Pide. We know what we're looking for now, something golden, boat-shaped, bubbling with cheese, and rich with savory spices. As we stroll through the streets, we can scan every restaurant window, eyeing the displays, hoping to spot that beloved Turkish classic. And then we find it at Alibaba Kebab. Humble and inviting, tucked between the rhythm of the city's heartbeat. There it is, fresh from the oven, Camii Casali Pide, often called Turkish pizza. Pide is a leavened flatbread, thicker than Parmesan, with a soft, chewy interior and a crispy golden crust. This version is topped with keema, seasoned ground meat, and kasar, a melty Turkish cheese, not unlike provolone or mozzarella.
It smells very spicy and aromatic, and it looks amazing. It looks hot, so we may have to let it cool for a minute.
Together, they create the perfect balance of rich, comforting flavors. They place it in front of us still hot, the cheese stretchy with every pull. The aroma is irresistible. Warm dough, savory meat, a hint of spice, and just a touch of smoke from the oven. We take that first bite. It's love. Crispy edges, gooey center, bold flavor. Street food, yes, but crafted with care and tradition. And in that moment, it's more than just lunch. It's another thread woven into the fabric of this day. A memory shaped by taste, texture, and the joy of discovering something deeply rooted in a culture that's welcomed us with open arms. We smile. Another check off the list. Another moment to savor.
So at home, I always put a little pepper and seasoning on my pizza. So here they have this red pepper flakes on the table. I'm going to put some on and see if it compares to pepperoncini. it's really not as hot as what our red pepper flakes would be back home, but it gives it a little bit of heat, which is nice.
With full hearts and fuller stomachs, we wander back along the waterfront boardwalk. The breeze carries whispers of the Bosphorus as we pass the sleek lines of the Istanbul Modern Art Museum. Housed in a striking contemporary building, the museum represents a new chapter in Turkey's cultural narrative, celebrating the country's modern and contemporary artists while embracing global perspectives, a bridge between old and new, east and west. We press onward, winding through streets that twist like Istanbul's story, past shops both unfamiliar and oddly familiar. There's a Burger King and a Popeyes. And yet, just steps away, the air is thick with the smell of warm dough and syrup. Bakeries line the way, their windows stacked with treasures, simit, borek, pastries dusted in powdered sugar. The smells alone are enough to make us pause again and again. Drawn by curiosity, we step into the Istanbul Museum of Painting and Sculpture, a quieter, more introspective stop on our journey. Founded in 1937 and recently revitalized, this museum houses Turkey's largest collection of visual art. It's a walk through the country's soul, told in brushstrokes and color. Eventually, we find ourselves back in the winding hallways of the port's duty-free shopping area, navigating our way toward the ship.
So we just got back on the Azamara Pursuit. Unlike the last cruise we were on, it took like 30 seconds to get on the boat, get on an elevator, and get to our floor. Small ship cruising has its advantages.
Oh, he sent us that?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so nice. What is it? Do you know? Yeah? It is simply lovely to have a bit of Cape Girardeau on board the Azamara Pursuit. I hope you enjoy the bubbly. As a thank you for the kind gift, have a great voyage, Jose. Oh, that was sweet. It's wrapped up in a pretty paper.
So it's a bottle of Chedel Bosco, which I believe is it's an Italian sparkling.
Oh.
It's a bottle of Italian sparkling. Thank you, Jose. That's
so
wonderfully
nice.
kind of you.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see a little bit of Cape Girardeau on this ship.
On the voyage, yeah. We don't often run into that, and we never expected it in Turkey. This arrived in the cabin today as well. Wow. All the things.
So we're taking a little lap around the ship this afternoon, sitting down in the windows area of the lounge. Is that what they call that? No, sitting in the living room. Mrs. Karnes spotted a dolphin. It was really cool. Right up by the cruise ship.
There's a kind of hush in the air as we climb up to the sun deck, just in time for the golden hour. The city glows, and then it begins. The call to prayer rises, first from one minaret, then another, and then many more. Each voice unique, yet together they form a haunting, beautiful chorus that blankets the city in reverence. We stand still, completely transfixed. It's unlike anything we've ever heard. A moment of spiritual music shared by thousands, and now by us. We look at each other wordless but full of wonder, of gratitude, of awareness. To taste Baclava where it was born, to hear prayers echo across the city at sunset, to be in this place, in this moment, we know how lucky we are. This journey, this day, this is one that we will carry with us forever.
Would you like to join me at the chef's table for dinner tonight?
I'd love to.
We have the entire skyline of Istanbul at our disposal right now. It's the golden hour, and I'm here with my beautiful wife. We are about to go to dinner at the chef's table tonight. We've obtained 2 chef tables with our booking this time, and we're going to go see what it's about. Don't know how much we're going to be able to film. There are 8 other people eating dinner with us as the music cues up in the background. So we're going to try to give you as much information as we can about what it's like to have chef's table on Azamara. So we just wrapped up dinner at the chef's table, which was a lot of fun. There were 10 people at dinner tonight, Mrs. Karnes and I, and 4 other couples. 4 of the folks were one family, and then there was 2 other couples there. There was folks there from England. There was folks there from California. It was a fun, sort of eclectic group of people and bunch of people, and I enjoyed it. I thought the food was really good. Honestly, I thought the wine was okay. That was not high-end wine that we were served tonight at all. I thought it paired pretty well with the dishes, which is really the ultimate choice, but there was no really nice bottles of wine that were served. So I thought all in all, though, it was a good deal. It was a part of a package that we bought to have 1 chef's table and 2 premier dining choices. We're going to knock the 2. I think I said that wrong earlier, so I'm correcting myself. So chef's table tonight was a lot of fun. It was Italian-inspired dishes and Italian-inspired wine. Do you have other thoughts? We're going to call it a night here. It's getting late. We've had a fun day in our time in Istanbul, and the ship has left the port. We are somewhere heading toward Çanakkale.
I think so. I think that's right.
I think we're heading to Çanakkale tomorrow, so we're going to see what Çanakkale looks like tomorrow when we wake up. We're so glad that you tuned in tonight for Mrs. Karnes and Me. We are living the good life, truly,
Woo-hoo.
And we hope that you are too. Until we meet again, set a fay.